Hello, my name is Devin Rothman. I am currently a junior in the social work field, getting ready to go into my senior year, and then eventually a senior placement, which I'm really excited for. That means I'm just currently a year away from jumping on the field, which I'm really excited for. I am originally from Las Vegas and moved to Ohio when I was about 8. Um, I have 7 sisters and 2 brothers. I am the first person in my history family to ever get a high school diploma, not a GED. So with that also being said, I'm a first generation college student. With having such a big family and things like that, living, being in college, paying for college, that's all on me. I do currently live in Toledo. I live in a house with a bunch of my friends from one of my fraternities, which I'm currently into. And so with this being said, like the whole college experience, living it, the ropes, everything like that, the troubles, I don't have anybody to talk to about it. My family's never gone through this, so this is all on me. So with this being said, like I work 2 full-time-ish jobs to make ends meet, to pay for school and living and everything like that. So this is all on me. With this also being said, which leads into why I'm very passionate about social work. Social work was honestly a passion that kind of, in a roundabout way, it wasn't something that I ran to as a major. It kind of ran to me in a roundabout way. With this being said, it's kind of an extension of what my past consisted of and what experiences or what things I did in my own past when I was younger. With this being said, I come from a very dark past. When I was younger, I was abused physically, mentally, and emotionally. I had also been in the system for a period of time. Everything from group home to being in a family that clearly just wanted me just for the paycheck. With this being said, all of that, losing a younger sister, and just volunteering, both for a requirement for graduation, but then also my own doing, kind of led me to feel that social work was the right thing to do. With my past being how crazy it was, I sat down and realized there was 2 things I could do. I could resent the world and everything in it for the past and the heartache and everything that I went through. Or I could be the best person I could be. And I could give back and help people in a roundabout way, hopefully, help people who are going through pain and stuff like that, and be somebody that can tell them not only that yes I understand, or yes I understand what you're going through, but I actually do because I've experienced it. I realized that also it could be an opportunity to go head to head with people who are those mean, horrible people that do that type of damage to people, and in the nicest way possible, kind of teach them and show them that the ways of what they're doing are not right, not right morally or ethically. It's in a roundabout way, maybe sit down and have conversations with them, explain to them what their actions lead to and what their actions can do as an extension for people in general. All that being said, that's what my passion led me for social work. I am kind of mixture of what I want to do specialization wise for social work. But I know social work is the right field I want to do. I don't know if I want to deal with people who have had trauma. I don't know if I want to deal with people in family settings. Or I don't know if I want to work in a hospital setting. Hospital settings just sounds interesting to me, not only for the experience of just being in a hospital, because hospital is like where you go to when you're sick and they make you better. And in the simplest way, if you think about that, being the type of person of the past I have, place that you can go to make yourself feel better. I just think it sounds like something when if I was younger and I would have thought about it, I would have been running to. So I thought it would be a good thing to take a look at. But that's kind of where my passion for social work had come from. It's just an extension of my past and what I've gone through. Fast forward to now, being in college, I do as much giving back as I can. I do as much help people as I can. I'm currently in 2 fraternities. One of them is a social fraternity, which is Phi Kappa Psi. And in that chapter, I get nicknamed Mom. When I was rushing, I was very caring. Taking care of people, stuff like that. So I had the very mom touch, so to say. So people called me Mom. And then when I started getting much older in the chapter, I transitioned over to being Dad. Because then, I would sit down and have discussions with people, actually have those serious talks and let them know, like, hey, and that's what's possible, you're fucking up. And stuff like that. And it wasn't the fact of, like, I was, didn't hold my tongue. It was the fact of, I was going to be the person to say the things that need to be said because, I wanted everybody to be successful. I want everybody that I deal with, even if you and I leave out of my life out of the worst terms and we're never in each other's lives ever again, I still want the best for you. And with how my past was, I didn't feel like I had the failing aspect. So being in a fraternity, that was actually kind of my family. So that being said, I cared about them a lot. I'm in another fraternity, which is a service fraternity, and all we do is service. And that's kind of enough said as to why I jumped into that. That's just, I love it. There's a lot of people who have a really big desire to help people and want to give back, and I just really love it. Besides that, I do Relay for Life, Rockathon, Big Event, I'm currently one of the 3 overall directors for this upcoming year for 2017, which I'm really ecstatic for, and, currently in the process of planning for it. But I do a lot of giving. I do a lot of helping people, and I'm a first-share philanthropist. I love helping things that have causes and reasons for it. I literally just a very loving and giving person. I care about people a lot. In some cases more than I should, just because, I don't know, that's what kind of lacked in my life, was the loving and caring aspect. And I'm like that way to other people so that, they don't have to know, they don't have to feel what that's like to have things like that lacking in their life. Try to be a very good friend to people. I'm there for people on the drop of a dime, as long as it's not where I'm like in class or work or in the hospital myself. I'll be there for them as quickly as I can. And a lot of my friends are able to see that and know that I'm actually that person, which I love that I'm able to do that. I'm a firm believer of actions speak louder than words. Don't just say it, prove it. One of the quotes I for sure live by, and I apply this to just my life, my future, what I plan to do is, you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. And I really admire that quote, and I really live by that quote. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't believe in, that your life consists of what you can obtain out of all your life of, being around. Hey, I obtained a Lambo, or I obtained, the biggest house. That, to me, that's not it. It's, by a life of what you give. I want to know that when my time is up and, it's my time to, like, leave this earth, that I know I was the most loving, giving, helping back person that I could ever be. I'm not trying to be like a Mother Teresa or anything like that, but maybe Father Rathman maybe has a ring to it. I don't know. But to me, that's what my desire for social work came from. It's safe to say that that's what that came from. So for the last part of this assignment or video, is to explain the importance of my behavior in the social work field and how that relates to social work core values. So my behavior in social work is very professional. With that being said, I take what I'm doing very seriously. Depending on what type of field or depending on what aspects of the field I'm jumping into, I'm advocating for people. I am, helping people who can't help themselves. I am speaking for people who have no voice. I am, advocating for others who cannot for themselves. Depending on also certain fields that I jump into, I could be dealing with people who don't have the same religion or ideologies or beliefs that I do. You know, I could be in a field where I'm working with a lot of people who are, you know, Christian based. And say, for example, somebody's going to walk in and they are, let's say, Islam race. You know, I'm going to need to be professional about it. I'm going to need to figure out ways to help this person, but help them in the right way possible where they're safe and, you know, they're not going to be judgeless. So even though in this type of example they wouldn't be, you know, technically, you know, we wouldn't be able to really see eye to eye because of religion, I could help them find an area or a place that would be able to accommodate and be the best situation for them possible. But not only that, like, my job would be consisting of a lot of different things, you know, to make sure that, you know, documentation that I do is very accurate and very correct down to the T, because depending on certain things that I do, or depending on what field I do, you know, whatever I write could, you know, add or add or change things that could happen for this person. By me adding something to a document could simply place, you know, somebody into, you know, the care of the state by, you know, the typing of my fingers or a signature of something. You know, it, depending on where I get placed and things I do, depends on, you know, what the capabilities I have as a person to help or change things, and how this all relates to how this all relates to the core values of you know, social work is very very easy and very clear cut to the point. I mean, you know, the Code of Ethics states, you know, identifies that one core value of which social work's mission is based. It summarizes the ethical principles, reflects on professional core values, and establishes a set of specific ethical standards that should be used to guide the social work practice. That being said, just that one alone, right there, number 2. You know, I have to be very professional. I have to be, you know, very, you know, conscientious of what I do. I need to be very competent of my actions and competent of my work. You know, I could mess up somebody's life by accidentally writing in the wrong thing and not thinking about it twice. I could be adding more stress onto somebody's life, all because I messed up or because I was trying to cut corners. You know, the job that I, you know, will be very, you know, serious and very, you know, time consuming and very crucial, that every move is like a puzzle piece. I have to make sure I do it correctly, otherwise I could mess it up. You know, I have to know what I'm doing. I have to understand what my actions can lead to by messing up. You know, there's very important things that could arise out of this type of situation where if I don't have the professional aspect or I don't care about my job. However, I don't think that'll be an issue. I love what social work stands for. I love what social work is entailing, and I love the fact that my job is going to be to try to help people the best way I can, provide them the services I can the best way, and, you know, if I can't provide them that services, you bet that I'm going to help you find the people that can. And, you know, not only will I be a person that will try to help people, but I'll also be a person of resource to be able to connect them with the right people that need it. I mean, clearly, like number 4, you know, the code provides an ethical standards in which general public can hold social work professionals accountable. You know, everything that I'm doing can be challenged. Everything that, you know, I will be doing in the future will be challenged or could be challenged. And, you know, with the code of ethics being there clear as day, that is something that's, you know, when I jump into the social work field and, you know, I have those letters right at the end of my name, you know, I know that I'm being watched. I'm in the fact that to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly and to make sure that I'm being the best person I could be for my job and for helping people. But I don't think that's going to be an issue because, you know, I really love what this is all about, and I cannot wait until I'm in the field, because currently, right now, even though I know I'm studying to do this, and I know I'm studying to become a social worker, I don't feel like I'm doing anything to contribute right now. I know you have to learn it before you can, give it to people, or learn it before you can teach it to others or help other people. So I completely understand that. But I'm just ready. I'm ready to help. I'm ready to do things already and help other people. Um, you know, being very professional in my behavior about being professional is like a make or break type thing. Depending on what you do, or depending on how you are as a person, can define what will happen. Um, you know, in one of the classes, I'm practicing documentation, things I'm writing down, referrals, what I think in certain situations the person should be referred to or should do next, and stuff like that. Like, that's very serious stuff. In some cases where I feel that there's going to be somebody who needs to be checked into a hospital, without involuntary, that's a serious thing. You know, that's basically me saying that this person needs it ASAP, and like what they view about it is non-negotiable. That I believe that they are at risk, that they need the attention now, and that's something serious. Some of these things that could be that crucial type of last minute split decision type thing, those are things that could be challenged or be looked at. And that's, in a roundabout way, you have a lot of power being in this field of what you can do. But if you're not competent or conscientious of what you're doing, you could abuse that power simply by a pen flick. I'm really ready to jump out in the field. To say I'm nervous is a complete lie. I am very nervous because, just learning about social work and everything like that, every move I make, it's being watched. Anytime somebody can challenge me on what my actions or my thoughts behind this or why I did this. And, though I know I'm not going to be doing things for the wrong reason, it's just a simple fact that what happens if people think the action of why I thought to do this was not good enough? That is the thing that's scary for me. But overall, I believe with my behavior and how I've been in the social work field currently, with the experiences I've had and the internship I've had, I believe I exhibit the right behavior that clearly shows itself for the code of ethics for social workers. I believe I have that just about down to the T. Now, periods and punctuation, stuff like that, I'll have to get back to you on that, but overall, I feel like I have what it takes to be a social worker. I'm ready to be able to have that green light to be able to do so. That's really what I'm excited to do. And this concludes the end of this, video assignment. Yeah.